Welcome to C News, your go-to source for the latest and most captivating royal news. If you love following the twists and turns of the British monarchy, the power struggles within the palace, and the ever-evolving battle for public opinion, then you're in the right place. We break down the headlines, uncover the drama behind the official statements, and bring you the real stories shaping the future of the royal family. With Meghan Markle's rising influence, Prince William and Kate Middleton facing new challenges, and the monarchy at a crossroads, there has never been a more thrilling time to watch history unfold. At C News, we don't just report the news, we analyze it, question it, and present it in a way that keeps you hooked. From Meghan's latest power moves to Kate's attempts to maintain royal tradition, we dive into the narratives that the mainstream media won't tell you. Who's winning the battle for public favor? Is the monarchy losing its grip in the modern world? And what does it all mean for the future of the royal family? We bring you expert insights, social media reactions, and deep dives into the controversies shaping the royal landscape. So, if you're ready to stay ahead of the royal drama and never miss a moment of the action, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. At C News, we keep you informed, entertained, and always one step ahead of the latest royal shake-ups. Don't just watch history happen, be part of the conversation. Subscribe now and join a community that's as passionate about the royals as you are. The royal family has often been the subject of intense scrutiny, but rarely has the drama unfolded so publicly, and with such intensity, as it has in recent months. This time, however, the winds of public opinion seem to be favoring the Duchess of Sussex, Meghan Markle, as she continues to carve out her own path, leaving the royals in her wake. The spotlight, which has been on the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, Prince William and Kate Middleton, for years, now seems to shine more brightly on Meghan, thanks to a series of unexpected turns of events. It all started with an appearance at a major charity gala in London. Kate Middleton and Prince William arrived in style, as always, with the usual grace, and the crowd greeted them with applause. The event, meant to raise awareness for children's mental health, was an important moment for the royal couple, and they had prepared for it meticulously. Kate, radiant as ever, wore a deep blue gown that highlighted her elegant poise, while William appeared in a sharp tuxedo. The couple greeted guests and posed for photos with supporters, offering their trademark smiles, but there was something off in the air. The crowd's response was lukewarm, and whispers soon began circulating about the atmosphere surrounding the royals. While Prince William was engaged in conversations with several influential guests, Kate appeared to be a little more distant, almost as if she was lost in thought. The usual warmth and connection she's known for with the public didn't seem as evident that evening. At one point, as they took their seats in the audience, the royals found themselves seated near some of the most ardent Meghan Markle supporters in the room. The whispers of "Meghan wins again" could barely be contained, especially as the event had become a battleground for public opinion. It wasn't long before some guests started to point out the contrast in the couple's public reception compared to that of Meghan and Harry's recent success in the US. Meghan Markle, whose departure from the royal family had been a source of significant controversy, seemed to be continuously winning in the public's eyes. Her recent philanthropic ventures, including her work on mental health and women's empowerment, were making headlines all over the world. Her appearance at the Time 100 gala had catapulted her into the limelight once again, and she was heralded as an independent, strong, and articulate voice for change. The royal couple's discomfort only intensified as their social media feeds began to fill with comparisons between Kate's stoic demeanor at the gala and Meghan's effortlessly chic appearance at her latest public engagement. Meghan's ability to navigate difficult situations and continue to come out on top, all while looking perfectly composed, had earned her a certain level of admiration, particularly in the wake of a series of successful charitable initiatives. Meanwhile, back in London, Prince William and Kate's efforts to project an image of regal dignity seemed to be losing their luster in the face of Meghan's increasing visibility. The younger royal couple's seeming ease with their newfound roles, advocating for causes they care about, seemed to resonate more with a public that was growing increasingly critical of the perceived limitations of the traditional royal duties. To make matters worse, several royal watchers began to criticize the way Prince William and Kate had handled the recent family tensions, particularly their lack of overt support for Meghan and Harry's decision to step back from royal duties. While the couple publicly endorsed the family's unity, many felt that their actions didn't align with the message of togetherness that was being preached. The royal family, it seemed, was splitting into factions, with Meghan and Harry's supporters claiming victory in the battle for public opinion. Despite the tension in the room, Kate and William carried on with the event, but it was clear that the vibe had shifted. By the time the gala ended, the royal couple's exit was somewhat less glamorous than their entrance, as a large portion of the attendees were still buzzing about Meghan's recent triumphs. Social media exploded with memes and hashtags that celebrated Meghan as the new face of modern royalty, someone who had successfully navigated scandal and adversity to create a life on her own terms. To many, this wasn't just a passing trend. Meghan was being seen as a symbol of empowerment for women and a force to be reckoned with. Her influence stretched beyond her appearances and her charity work. She had become a cultural icon in her own right. Meghan's ability to turn her controversial exit from the royal family into a successful brand was being applauded by fans, while critics of the monarchy were calling for a re-evaluation of what it meant to be royal in the modern age. As the days wore on, the media coverage continued to intensify. Kate Middleton and Prince William, once the crown jewels of the British royal family, now found themselves in a precarious position. Public opinion, it seemed, was no longer entirely in their favour. Royal fans, many of whom had once been staunch supporters of the Cambridge couple, began to express their admiration for Meghan's tenacity. What had once been perceived as rebelliousness now seemed like a calculated and, in many eyes, successful move for independence. Critics of the royal couple couldn't help but point out that while Kate and William remained firmly within the confines of traditional royal duties, Meghan had used her platform to speak out about issues like racism, mental health, and gender equality, causes that resonated with a younger, more socially conscious audience. Meghan had seized control of her narrative, and it was proving to be an empowering act for many who felt the weight of traditional expectations. At the same time, rumors began circulating about internal family disagreements, particularly regarding the future of the monarchy and the role of the younger generation. Some suggested that Prince William, in his quest to preserve the family legacy, had become too focused on maintaining tradition, while Meghan's willingness to challenge the system and create her own space had earned her the admiration of many. The royal family, it seemed, was facing an identity crisis. Should they continue with their old ways, or was it time to evolve? The drama surrounding the royal family reached new heights when a leaked document revealed that members of the royal staff were privately discussing the growing divide between the Cambridges and the Sussexes. Tensions between the two couples were reportedly growing, as the media continued to fuel the rivalry, magnifying every move both parties made. The document suggested that the royal family was worried about the long-term implications of Meghan's success, especially as she continued to outshine her more traditional counterparts in the public eye. For Kate and William, it was a difficult pill to swallow. The pressure of constantly being compared to Meghan seemed to take a toll, particularly as they found themselves struggling to keep up with her newfound influence. Where they once commanded the public's adoration, now they were merely another chapter in a larger, ongoing royal saga. Meghan, it seemed, was the star of the show now. In the end, it wasn't just the royal fans who had turned their attention to Meghan, it was the world. The Duchess of Sussex had, once again, proven that her power was undeniable, and the royal family had no choice but to reckon with the fact that the game had changed. Meghan had won, and as the dust settled from that memorable night, it was clear that the Duchess of Cambridge and Prince William had, at least for now, been left in her shadow.